Hello. Hi. I also saw Jackie and Alex. Okay, Alex joined as a speaker, and if
Yeah.
you can put Jackie and zero cross Jackie Oneness as a speaker.
Yep.
Thanks.
Can you hear me, Kathy?
Yes, can hear you pretty well.
Yeah, cool.
I saw Professor Harrow is already here. Super late on his end, 7 p.m. and a.m. something at his end. All right, cool. I saw Jackie has also joined as a speaker. Maybe we can start because Professor Harrow later have class. I think he later have class, so maybe we can. So, mic to the moderator, our Yummy today.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. So let's get started. So we are very happy to have you all to join us for today's AMA. And my name is Yami, it's your host today. And I'm also the community lead at Oneness Labs. And I know many of you here have been eager awaiting for this AMA for long, and we are here to answer all your questions today. So later, feel free to ask anything you would like to. And in the end of the AMA, we are going to pick few winners to win the beta test spot. So make sure you stay in the end and please like and retweet and comment your screenshot to the comment below. So it will give you a chance to win a beta test. And our beta testing is officially live today. So now is your chance to join in and give it a try. And yeah, so today, again, we are happy to have all our key team members here with us, and this is big. So let me briefly introduce the speaker today. So the first is our CEO, Kathy. She's a serial entrepreneur, 7 years of founding a Web2 gaming startup, successfully exited twice with multi-million dollar in the past 12 years and named one of MIT Global 35 Innovators, Foundation Board member at Global Shaper Community, World Economy Forum. And second is our COO, Jackie. So he's co-founded a Complement STO exchange based in Malta. He's also previously responsible for STO compliance, listing, and research in Hubei. And also former chief economist at Exterior Fund Plus. And next one is our CMO, Alex. She's also a former CEO and co-founder of Biget Wallet. Is also a former co-founder of Biget, former chief marketing officer at Exterior as well. And today, our big guest, our chef scientist Harold, is also a professor of practice in MIT School of Engineering. So, hope now you have understand a little bit understanding of our speakers for today. So maybe later they will let you guys know more about them. And I will get started for our first question today. This question I want to give it to our CEO Kathy. So recently, so there's been a lot of different voice in the market saying oneness is an unprecedented for Web3 gaming solution. So Kathy, would you briefly introduce what oneness is all about and what sets it apart? Can you let us know more about it? Thank you.
Thank you, Yami, and thank you everyone for joining. Oh, I just saw Jonathan joining our space as well. So Jonathan is a partner at Beecraft Ventures. If you all know Beecraft, of course, it's the world tier one venture. So it's a great pleasure. So thank you for joining here today, spending time with us instead of I don't know, like all of us, and our portfolios, our assets have crashed today. So thank you for being here instead of applying for a part-time job at McDonald's. Joking. It will go back. It just it's a cycle. It's a beginning. It's only a process. I'm also really happy that we have Professor Harrow with us today because he's really busy, but we will hear about like what he's building with Oneness as well. So in terms of, so Yami asked me like, what exactly is Oneness and what is our solution? I think it's really not an exaggeration to say that Oneness solution is both unprecedented and truly groundbreaking. So our investors right now include OKX Ventures, the UAE royal family, and some of the top tier VCs and we are yet to review from the US and Europe within the industry. When we first presented our solution, the immediate reactions from all of them were, I remember quite vividly, were quite really the same. They will say that, wow, this makes a lot of sense, and we have never seen anything like that before. So to understand what Oneness is doing, you can look at it from three different perspectives. If we look at from a gaming perspective, Oneness is the publisher to all high-quality Web2 existing games transitioning into Web3. If we look from a financial perspective, Oneness is financializing the addressable 200 billion Web2 gaming market, transforming it into financial and tradable assets. If one looks at the level of the financialization in gaming companies, it's actually far lower than any other industries. Out of this 200 billion markets, it's around or fewer than 50 game companies right now only worldwide are public listed. So if we look at the gaming market, it's a market that has a very, very low financialization or securitization level. If we look at from a application perspective, Oneness packages and integrates Web3 services into ongoing Web2 games without affecting their existing economic models or gameplays. So that means the Web2 game has no need to create a separate blockchain version. This allows us to establish an external economic loop, bringing a large player base and also the proportion of the Web2 revenue directly from that Web2 game into Web3, and hereby underpinning the value of the game's assets issued and traded in Web3. So the core logic behind this is transforming the financial mechanisms into amplifiers and levers for the existing great games, which already have massive active users and revenue. By leveraging the Web3 services and the financial attributes, we aim to tap into the current 4 billion players and, as I mentioned before, 200 billion US dollar gaming market, hereby creating the greater wealth for the real world high quality assets, which is game. This in return feeds back into making good games even better, exploring more advanced models of productivity, production, and distribution, publishing relations among players, communities, investors, and game developers. At its heart, we're also addressing the dilemma where the current Web3 games that we see have neither enough players playing the game nor players willing to pay for the game for the fun purposes. So that's, let me wrap it up here. That's at the next show, what Oneness is building and why we are so different than all other Web3 solutions in gaming industry today.
Thank you for your answer, Kathy. I think right now everyone have the basic understanding of what Oneness is. So I think this question everyone must want to know as well. So how does Oneness plan to achieve its vision? And could you share with us the current plans and the progress in terms of market partner and products? And why is this the right time for Oneness to realize this goal?
Absolutely. So Oneness' vision is to completely tear down the boundaries between Web2 and Web3 gaming. It's a ambitious goal or vision. So we want to ultimately decentralizing the entire game industry. Achieving this, though, obviously requires both a very, very powerful team and very substantial resources. So on the team side, Yummy has already introduced 3 of my colleagues today, Alex, Jackie, and Harold. And we together, we have actually 6 core founders or founding teams. We're all 7, 5 of them, actually 4 of them were all C-level executives from Xero, a game company that raised, and I'm sure a lot of people know Xero, the game company raised $80 million in funding. Through working together over the past few years, we have discovered that our values align, our skills are strong and complementary, and we share a deep commitment to the vision. So every one of us actually give up somewhere like $250K to $500,000 salary to embark on this entrepreneurial journey together. As mentioned earlier, we're also very selective about our investors, who are all top-tier industry leaders. They not only provide us with significant resources, but also open doors for us. For example, the first batch of major Web2 games we signed, such as Lords Mobile, Age of Apes, and Kiss of War. If you are Web2 players, you know how heavyweight those games are. For example, Lords Mobile, it is a game that's generating more than $100 million per month as a revenue. So those are all games from our investors' companies. On the product side, we will financialize the revenue, the IP value, the active player base of the games we sign and publish from Web2 into Web3, offering them as tradable assets. Those assets primarily take the form of, the first will be token. So the tokens, the game issue that represents the game ownership and the community governance rights. And the second will be the in-game items co-created by the community, which can be later used and sold, generating revenue within that Web2 game that already has a large user base and consumers. So already people really playing the game are ready to buy the assets generated by the community. So beyond the assets offering, we're also building Game Xverse. Game Xverse is a layered experience like game within a game. In a way, like Xverse will include mission system, reward system, player-generated content that integrates back into the game, as I mentioned before, a tradable asset system, and a governance system for players to influence the future development of the game. In simple terms, Game Xverse is a creative assets-generating, trading, and governance platform that will shape the future of the game once it has been published and financially tokenized or decentralized by Oneness. So from the business development perspective, we are aggressively, if you follow my Twitter or Oneness's Twitter, you can see that we're aggressively expanding our reach to giant game companies with high quality games, continuously signing the top Web2 games to bring them into Oneness assets and governance ecosystem. Gamebox, which is upcoming, and so today our beta testing for Spotfest Season 2 opens, and so I urge everyone to, if you find it interesting that so far what you're hearing, so sign up and join our beta test. So the outcome of the Spotfest Season 2 will be the Gamebox. So what is the Gamebox? So Gamebox is the only mining machine within our ecosystem. Gamebox will be the core beneficiary assets of our mainnet tokens, and the primary force in co-building and governing the issuing and minting of the game tokens and the game assets from the games we sign and publish. So starting in terms of the timeline, starting from September to October, we will launch our first game token and assets. And also the MVP of the game Xverse will also be officially available from October this year. Back to you, Yami.
Thank you. So that's very detailed of all the plan and also the game box and NFT. So if everyone is curious about it or have more question about it, feel free to join our Discord. All of us will be there to helping you and then answer your question for you. Thank you. And next question I'm going to for the Professor Harold. Like today we have him here, so he will discuss the oneness design mechanisms and the algorithmic logic with us. So Professor Harold, this is the thing I'm very curious. Could you share with us what led you to join Oneness? Because we can see more MIT teams are entering the Web3 space. So how does MIT view Web3 and its future development? Can you tell us more about it? Thank you.
Hi, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. So great to meet everyone. Yes, happy to take those questions. So maybe perhaps a little background on myself first. Professor of the practice at MIT, and also served as CTO for numerous companies, have 15 patents and developed over 60 products for companies the like of Lotus Cars, IBM, Schlumberger, Pepsi, Dell, and Red Bull. Also the MIT Media Lab and Kohler, among numerous startups. So I earned my degrees from MIT and Stanford, and have spent quite a bit of time working in robotics and AI. So, and through my teaching at MIT, I received MIT's Infinite Mile Award for exemplary contributions in advancing knowledge and education. So the journey that started there and then took me to Oneness Lab. So that journey began with my work at MIT's Media Lab, where I focused on advanced social robotics leveraging AI. It was during this time that I met Kathy Gong, who was honored as one of MIT Technology Review's 35 Innovators Under 35 in 2017. The presentation took place at the Media Lab, and I was deeply impressed by the groundbreaking AI and gaming that Kathy and her team were developing. Seeing the potential and innovation in Kathy's work, I was inspired to collaborate with her. When Kathy launched Oneness Labs, I found an incredible opportunity to bring my extensive experience in technology development to that pioneering team. Oneness Labs is at the forefront of moving Web2 gamers to Web3, as we've just heard, through user-focused innovations, and being part of such a dynamic and talented group of innovators is truly exciting. I'm eager to contribute to this mission and enhancing the security and interoperability of gaming transactions in Web3 space. So you asked as well, what's happening at MIT and how does MIT figure into this? How does MIT see its role in Web3? So MIT has always been a leader in technology innovation, and Web3 is no exception to that. At MIT, especially within the renowned Media Lab, there's a strong focus on interdisciplinary research that can revolutionize how we interact with technology. We're now part of that crypto economic systems group at the Media Lab and are participating in that research ourselves. Within the Media Lab, for example, the digital currency initiative is making significant strides in core Bitcoin protocol research and security. One exciting development is the work on central bank digital currencies, which could transform global economic systems. Additionally, DCI's pioneering advancements in random number generation, something that's close to our heart, by evaluating the strength of randomness from operating system hardware and environmental NoSeeds for RNG. The Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory at MIT is another powerhouse in cryptographic technology. One particularly thrilling area of research is the homomorphic encryption, which allows computations to be performed on encrypted data without needing to decrypt it first. This breakthrough has enormous implications for data privacy and security. The collaboration between MIT's Media Lab and CCL creates a dynamic environment where these research meets practical implementation. And with these initiatives, MIT is not just like observing what's happening in Web3, but actively shaping it. So that's in a nutshell my background, how I came to Oneness Labs, and what's happening at MIT. Not everything, but a snapshot.
Thank you. Harold. So, and I just want to like echo on what he said. That I remember that we met in 2017, and at that year, I was still working on my previous game company. Also, I founded. And so I met Professor there. I was presenting. So that year I was selected as MIT's innovator, 35 innovators. I was presenting on the stage, and Professor Harold was sitting in the audience. And after my presentation, we just like immediately, I guess, like really got interested in each other's work. And he asked me a lot of questions while working on at that time the AI pass fighting algorithm in the game. And Professor Harold was working on AI and robotics, a combination, and also teaching the design for engineering at MIT. So we start a long trends of writing to each other through LinkedIn for many years, just exploring work and working and later work together. So I just want to say that I feel really honored that all the people, my founding team from Oneness Labs, Jackie, Alex, and many more. We all started as friends, and then we worked together. And so is Professor Harold. So I feel really honored. I'm surrounded by people that I really respect and enjoy working with, and to this meaningful journey to really push boundaries of something very ambitious, which is to break down the barrier of Web 2 and Web 3 and bring two giant industries together. And so thank you. Just want to add on to the top of what Professor Harold said, because that brought back the fond memories when we first met many years ago.
Thank you, thank you. So next question is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I really wanted to know, and I think lots of people will want to know as well, is Kathy mentioned some unique core gaming mechanism related to the oneness matrix. So the random number generation is critical in gaming. So Professor, can you explain the principles and the logic behind the ZK VRP in random number generation? I think this is a lot of things people don't know, and you are good at this. So can you please explain to us?
Sure, of course. So to begin with, the generation of true random numbers is a complex challenge, critical for many applications, and not just gaming, but in other areas as well. And the current state-of-the-art method involves using a truly random seed and then running an algorithm to generate derivative random numbers. However, recently, with increasing computational power, attackers can more easily reduce the space of exploration for code breaking, making it imperative to keep that true random seed secret. So this is where zero-knowledge verifiable random function protocol comes into play. So ZK-VRP ensures that a true random seed is used and that the resulting random number is generated by a verifiable algorithm without revealing the seed itself. That's where zero-knowledge comes in. So this prevents attackers from deducing the subsequent random numbers by knowing the seed, thus significantly enhancing security. So it's sort of a cat and mouse game where the attackers are continually innovating on their approaches to discover ways to break in this case, the random numbers that are key to security. And the industry is innovating, protecting itself against such attacks. So in the context of our platform, the Oneness Matrix, the use of ZK-VRP is crucial. As we anticipate explosive growth in the number of value-creating transactions, safeguarding those transactions from fraud is paramount to the viability of Web3 gaming. ZK-VRP not only ensures fairness and security in random number generation, but also builds trust in the system, which is essential for player engagement and satisfaction. So by staying connected to leading research institutions like MIT and collaborating with top industry researchers, we ensure that Oneness Lab remains the forefront of crypto privacy and security. This commitment to cutting-edge research and development enabled us to continually innovate and maintain the highest standards of security for our users. So really looking to be at the forefront of this field of security, because we know that by creating a platform with so many transactions in Web3, we're going to invite also the attackers. We must be ready. So that's the short version of ZKVRP.
Thank you, thank you. I think maybe later I need to, listen it again to writing down some notes so I will understand this in detail. But thank you for the explain. And the next question is, so the oneness metrics will comprise a lot of like gaming entities. So what are some of the key challenges facing multi-currency and a multi-gaming Web3 environment?
So one of the biggest challenges we face in this multi-currency, multi-gaming Web3 environment is interoperability, which is a word I'm sure everybody's heard before. So while tools like bridges, relays, and oracles currently exist to facilitate that, they often fall short when it comes to the high demands of gaming transactions. These tools can be cumbersome and costly, both in terms of time and money, and it's inadequate for the seamless and fast-paced nature of gaming environments. Traditional oracles, as an example, rely on smart contract execution to trigger layer 1 interchanges. This process can be expensive and slow, and it creates bottlenecks that disrupt the gaming experience. In our quest to consolidate key gaming features into a cohesive crypto economic system, we need to innovate beyond these existing technologies. So one promising approach is to develop a gaming aggregation layer that utilizes specific rollup and proof protocols. This layer would be designed to optimize both speed and cost in the context of the gaming needs, making it lightweight enough for these transactions. Additionally, integrating a bridge-like solution within this system could significantly enhance the user-friendliness of Web3 transactions, allowing people to go between blockchain networks such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Solana, but also have seamless interactions within the game itself. So by focusing on these innovative solutions, we aim to create a robust and efficient ecosystem that supports the dynamic needs of multi-currency and multi-gaming environments. This will drive the future of Web3 gaming, as we ensure fast, secure, and cost-effective transactions for our users. This is really, a pivotal and enabling technology that we plan to develop. So that's just one of the key challenges we face, and it's really a fundamental one.
Thank you, thank you. So the next question is like right now, the question before that, we have the understanding the core logic of the ZKVRP. And now I want to invite our COO Jackie to give us a clear introduction to Oneness modular product structure. And beside the previous mention on the medium post, how about we achieve the fair random number generation? What other change has Oneness brought to the game? So Jackie, good to have you here. Can you help us to answer this question to the audience? Thank you.
Oh yeah, hi. I want to check my mic. Is that all right?
It's perfect.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Good. All right.
just a moment. I'd love to hang on, but I must attend some research meetings here before my next class. I must cut out. Great to have met you all. Let me please leave, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Professor Haro, and we'll see you soon. And
Yep.
Yeah, we'll bring you to the stage soon. And because I am sure my community and would love to hear more of what you and the team is building.
Yep. All right. Looking forward to it. See you guys soon.
All right.
See you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Back to me. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Jackie, and I'm delighted to be here today to share some information about Oneness Labs products and our future direction. First of all, I believe many of you might already have some understanding of Oneness Labs, what we're going to do, what we're doing, just as like Kathy said before. And we are dedicated to build a comprehensive one-stop Web3 service platform specifically for gaming industry, helping it address the issues through Web3 solutions breaking down the barriers between Web 2 and Web 3, and generally creating breakthrough effects and delivering exceptional value. So the question arises, what kind of Web3 solutions does the gaming industry need? That is a big question, because every players in this industry must to consider about that. As you are very familiar, GameFi and play to earn are big topics when discussing the Web3 gaming. GameFi represents the initial form of combining Web3 and gaming. At this stage, games serve as an application scenario for finance, since the most crucial part of the Web3 industry is finance. But from another perspective, isn't the greatest value of finance is to provide services to industries. Therefore, what Oneness Labs aims to do is to find a second development direction for Web3 gaming apart from play to earn and GameFi. So, Web3 can bring immense value to gaming and solve numerous problems, including the independence of assets, fairness in handling mechanisms, more diversified market promotion methods, and establishing a more free and rich game economy system. However, we still need to discover the value of Web3 for gaming and address the inherent problems of Web3 from the perspective of game companies. Just like the development trajectory of the previous generation of internet products, they wouldn't actively embrace new technologies and developments until they encounter fundamental issues in their practical development, because they would need to deal with new operational models, new product capabilities, new user paths, and a series of issues brought by new developments in capability with old business. So the same applies to games. On one hand, game developers may find it challenging to truly recognize the value of Web3 for gaming, and on the other hand, they may see many problems brought by integrating Web3, including user adaptability in the game's runtime state, impact on original game economy, and asset controllability issues. By the way, based on my extensive communication with many game studios, blockchain development is not the bottleneck of their Web3 integration. Most game companies possess robust technical capabilities. So in this scenario, if they want to develop Web3 games, the only way would be maintain the normal operation and revenue of the original game and develop a new game for Web3 users with a new team. However, this approach clearly cannot bring the massive number of game users and revenue into Web3, but rather consumes Web3's funds and users. So for us, if we want to bring users and revenue from ongoing games into Web3, we will focus on two aspects: discovering the value of Web3 and lowering the entry barrier of Web3. Correspondingly, we have two core products, GameXverse and Gaming Interlayer. Those kind of products have been a little bit introduced by Kathy just right now, and I would like to share more information about those. So first is the GameXverse. Actually, GameXverse will serve as a user-facing front-end product, helping games step by step to build their asset system and economic cycles externally. On the one hand, it can gradually discover the value and role of Web3 for games. And on the other hand, it is also a process of gradual adaptation and acceptance of Web3 by games and original users, like players. The product is divided into 5 modules, like wallet, DeFi, minting, task, and community. Game users or game players and ecosystem co-contributors can receive initial rewards of game tokens through in-game proofs and core asset holdings within GameXverse. All users can earn game token rewards by participating in tasks, those are mainly around focusing on influencing propagation and community activities. In the DeFi module, we have designed and developed many unique and interesting financial tools closely related to games, like including using game tokens to open some interesting game prop blind boxes, conducting community governance decisions, creating unique game props that is maybe very interesting, for game players, and a trading valuation mechanism for rare pop assets. My favorite part of it, of the financial part, is the trading valuation mechanisms, because it is based on a bonding curve. In here, popular UGC content in the community and rare props in the game can be voted into the pool. Each prop asset is broken down into fragments, each with its unique bonding curve trading pool. User determine the final asset price by trading fragments. Community high popularity assets and the rare game prop assets generally have broad pricing value, recognized for their high value, but pricing is often itself is not that enough due to a lack of end buyers. We designed this mechanism to allow even people unable to buy these assets to participate and profit through fragment trading. The ultimate buyer either buys most of the fragments to obtain the asset, or directly purchase the entire asset based on the fragment trading price after coefficient expansion. So therefore, in GameXverse, Web2 players will obtain their custodian wallets through in-game entries and begin to engage with game tokens and game probe assets, those stuff. They will become new Web3 users and more valuable game users through the task and the community segments. They will hold, trade, and use assets in GameXverse because of their love for games and IPs. And in the other side, for native Web3 users, they will participate in series of high value and high volume token projects, since they are more familiar with how these mechanisms works in task communities and DeFi, and they will lead many users together with whole game users to build communities, issue assets, and manage opinions, and then they will find out to discovering many profit opportunities. And then I would like to introduce something about gaming interlayer. That is just as Dr. Harold said, the ZKBRP, that is also the part of the gaming interlayer. This is a core infrastructure for integrating Web3 into Web2 games, enables us to insert Web3 services into games and empowering their operation mechanisms and lowering the usage threshold for games and their users. Besides ZKVRP just introduced by Dr. Harold, there still are 4 parts: adapter, payment processor, wallet abstraction, and the ZK network. Actually, the first one, adapter, adapter will serve as a core mechanism for processing Web3 intentions within games, reducing the difficulty of implementing Web3 needs. On the one hand, it integrates and encapsulates general Web3 services. On the other hand, it automatically allocates processing items and calls corresponding services through ZK encryption while handling game requests. For example, when a user wants to swap the NFT assets in their backpack for game tokens and then stake those tokens to gain some in-game perks, the adapter will first ask the user to set a transaction deadline. You will then match with the NFT trading pool to execute the trade, just like OpenSea or Blur. We will do the connection with them. After the transaction is complete, tokens will automatically go to the user's wallet to request staking. If the transaction goes past the deadline, the NFT will return to the user's wallet. In this way, users and games can bypass complex Web3 thresholds to realize their Web3 intentions through adapter. And the second one is we call it payment processor. It can integrate and reflect game revenue and part of in-game transactions on-chain. Those two parts we want payment processor can play a big role to make all of them on-chain, and then all data is on-chain, all revenue is on-chain, then we can make it more clearly and do more things. And it can also set up automatic game revenue flow into the game token dividend pool, giving game tokens real value support. And the third one is wallet abstraction. Based on the traditional one, we call it account abstraction technology. And we can also integrate players' game accounts, centralized game assets, and on-chain assets, allowing users to achieve integrated data and asset display and use both in and out of the game. This significantly lowers the user usage and the cognitive threshold. And the final one, they can network as our long-term plan. We'll gradually go online on the as the ecosystem develops to a certain extent. For now, things I can say is that its design and existence will more specifically solve vertical issues in gaming, make it faster, safer, and more compatible. We can look forward to it. So those are the contents of Oneness Lab's product system, which will gradually meet everyone later by the end of this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for the explanation, and I think everyone will have the really clear about our product structure and then the system. Kathy, you want to say something?
No, I just saying that Jackie is our brain behind all the product designs and the tokenomics. As Yami mentioned, Jackie before was also the chief economist of Xterior, and of course, Alex and I and rest of my team, most of our teams are from Xterior. We really enjoying Jackie's insights and work. So yeah, just want to say that.
Thank you.
Very proud of it. And I just want everyone to know tomorrow we will have our Chinese AMA as well. So if you would like to attend or your first language is Chinese, welcome to join tomorrow's AMA at the same time. The team will be here to let you guys know all the details in Chinese too. And okay, I will move on to the next question. Is also for Jackie. So I don't know if any one of you is in the last Chinese AMA with us. So we hear about many game studio, the big gaming studio in China participating in the discussion with us, including the major IP like Subway Surfers, So, what are the next steps for Oneness in these game studios? I think a lot of people, because I can see a lot of people being asking this in the Discord. So, could you tell us more about it? Give us some alpha, please. Thank you.
Yeah, because yeah, we'll keep going, and as for the next step in Venice Labs game collaboration plans, just as Yami just mentioned, yeah, we are deeply engaging with various game companies. We have already initiated, some product integration for several projects, including some tier one large scale games like Subway Surfers, along with the launch of GameXverse product later this year. Some major well-known game assets will also be introduced to everyone. Yeah, you can also check out our investors, which include two global mega game companies. That's the tip. Yeah, you guys can check it out and find out what kind of games that they are holding. And however, as long as you hold a Game Xbox, I believe you won't miss out any Star Game project opportunities. Yeah, thank you. Yami?
Okay, sorry about that. I was muting. Thank you, Jackie. And I will start the next question for Alex. But before that, I want to make sure everyone like and retweet and comment your screenshot in the comment. So you will get a chance to win a beta testing spot. This is for the people who haven't joined yet, so please make sure this might be your last chance to join. A lot of been having fun to playing our beta testing game right now, so make sure you join us. Make sure you like, retweet, and comment. Thank you. So next is for our Alex. So with the early release of One Spark and the upcoming game Xbox, what are the different rules and value of this within Oneness ecosystem, and what is the connection between them? Because a lot of people been asking, and I think it's a time for you to tell us more about it.
Yeah, sure. And hi guys and everyone. I'm glad to be here today to share the recent plans of Oneness with everyone. And can you guys hear me? I just
Yes.
Yes.
okay, probably signal. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm so happy actually to chat with the community members. And I'm Alex, co-founder and CMO of Oneness Labs. And so let me give a brief on these questions. I think these questions including a few small questions on. So like first of all, the difference between One Spark in Xbox and Game Xbox. One Spark holders can enjoy airdrop rewards from all project assets within the Oneness Labs ecosystem. But the game Xbox, we call it Xbox. Xbox is super important. It's the key mining tools for our Once token, and serve as the core assets of the game Xbox, which Jackie mentioned before, and also part of our gaming interlayer. So both the OneSpark and Xbox hold significant position in the ecosystem, but have different focuses. Um, Talking about the new game Xbox NFT, I bet part of our community already know that will be the main governance assets for game Xverse and the once token mining tools in our ecosystem, as I talked before. So I would love to share that our what these game Xbox holders can have many benefits and then rewards. First of all, you can have the once token mining rewards accounting for 15% of the total allocation. Yes, once token mining rewards accounting for 15% of the total allocation. And the second, actually, you can get 50% of the profit dividends from the game experts, including like transaction fees and other protocol incomes. Yes, 50%. And besides that, you can get like mining rewards for game tokens within the game experts. And also like special privilege in game experts, like governance rights and for game token pre-sales, like fee reductions and priority access to certain DeFi protocols. So now let me explain more on the release part of Game Xbox. It will be done in batches, which each new batch is having fewer units and higher price. And the total supply will max out at 9,995. And the second release will be 6 months after the TGE, and with new release every 6 months. So for the first batches, for the first batch, which will launch during SparkFest 2, the total number is 5,000. So 3,000 for public sales during SparkFest 2, and 1,000 for one Spark holders and airdrop for one Spark holders, and 1,000 for the SparkFest 2 craft. So the total number for the first batch is 5,000 units. And for all the one Spark holders that I mentioned before, you will receive an airdrop of the game Xbox and a level 4 fragment. As we mentioned, level 4 fragments more like a mining machine in the SparkFest 2. So that's my answer. Back to Yami.
Thank you. Well, it's a lot of alpha because a lot of things we haven't really, have the context announcement yet. So now you know more about the game box and one spark. And I'm gonna do the highlight. One spark holder is gonna get an airdrop because I love airdrop. Everyone loves airdrop. So you have to know that if you haven't got the one spark, you know what to do right now. Going on Magic Eden and get your one spark, and you will get the airdrop. So
and you can get both the Xbox airdrop and the 4 level fragment airdrop as well.
correct. Thank you. So what's the upcoming plan for one spark in game Xbox, Alex?
Oh, I think about the game experts, it's more like a Jackie could explain more on game experts, and yes, probably the question could you can communicate with Jackie.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just as I mentioned earlier in my introduction to GameXverse, GameXverse is a crucial product within the Oneness product ecosystem. And the GameXbox is the most important and the only official asset within GameXverse. So actually in our design, GameXbox holders will like co-own and co-manage the GameXverse ecosystem with us. Actually, by the way, we really pay a lot of attention on the design of GameXbox. So, in my opinion, the GameXbox looks incredible, cool, and it's definitely worth getting one. So, back to the GameXverse and the GameXbox. In addition to the one's mining rewards and the GameX revenue sharing that Alex just mentioned, GameXbox holders will have the power to decide on the launch of games and the insurance of assets. That is a big part because holders can be the first one to know what kind of or which games will be launched on the launch pad or onto the GameXverse, and they can find out some early information about the game, like how many users they have, how many revenues in US dollar they have, and probably how the game token valuation is. And by the way, we developed a little tool in our future website of Oneness Labs, to let users to use it and to find out, maybe can calculate the future valuation of each game token based on the typical of it, or the types of it, or the revenue, or the users of it. Anyway, so back to the GameX verse. Yeah, and holders will also receive many token airdrops. Game token airdrops. Those kind of token airdrops mostly in most situation aimed at core core game players, but also the box holders can also get that. Moreover, they can participate as early birds in the pre-mining and pre-sale of game tokens. Regarding the GameX versus revenue sharing, 50% of all protocol income within the product will be distributed to GameX box holders in the form of ONES tokens. Furthermore, holding a GameX box will serve as a threshold for initiating many core processes within the product, such as initiating asset minting and vote on which assets can enter the trading valuation mechanism. These privileges will grant GameX box holders more advantages in the DeFi and community segments. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yummy. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling us that. And the next question, and I think a lot of people are very curious and then they wanted to know, is about our upcoming Oneness Sparkfest 2 event. So I wanted to ask Alex, can you tell us more about it and how can users participate in what can they expect to gain and how can they, oh, they already joined, so maybe they wanted to know more detail. And can you tell us more about
For the public test.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Sparkfest 2 is we call it a fun, free to play social strategy game centered around Earthquake. And it is designed to draw in on-chain users by playing the Earthquake games. And you can win level 1 fragment, and which you can upgrade and then combine to unlock the Xbox from Sparkfest 2. And I can share about what players can get by joining Sparkfest 2. Like first of all, you can win and combine fragments and or level 1 fragments and combine them to create the game Xbox as you guys already know. And second, you could staking another and get level 4 fragments, which can be staked to mine more level 1 fragments, and level 4 also work as NFTs. Apart from these two, at the end of the every season, you can trade your fragments from level 1 to level 5 for ONSs. I bet all our OGs already know what is ONS. It's a community points for our future ONES token. So which also ONSs can be converted into ONES token in the future at a certain ratio. And so, which means you can get ONES token airdrop from all these fragments later. And for the last part is referral rewards. And you invite friends to play, and you can get 15% of their bet and attack rewards without reducing their earnings. Yes. So you can play, upgrade, and aim for the game Xbox, and we've already kept the number of game Xbox that can be crafted at 1,000. If more than 1,000 are crafted, we'll provide an additional compensation at a premium to all the successful crafters. So talking about the game, the rules of the Specfest 2, there's two key parts, bet and attack. And each day you choose one factions to bet on and one to attack. This happens during a like 12 hours window, and you can only make one choice for each. And you can definitely join your faction members channel on Discord to strategy on who to attack. And besides the game channel, Discord will have guides and the tutorials for newcomers. Once you pick a factions, you get a faction role on Discord, and everyone will know your role and you could discuss strategies, follow influencer tips, and join fragments on giveaways on Discord. We call it like a red envelope giveaways on our Discord. And so that's what you can get from the SparkFest 2. And the two key parts about the SparkFest 2. So talking about the public test. The public test start today with only 3,000 participants. It's a limited public test, and completing the task, and you can get the whitelist for level 4 fragments. And this whitelist is open to like both Oneness community and partner communities. And so pay attention to all the information on Twitter and Discord. And the public test already started, but don't worry, we have already reserved some whitelist spot for today's MA. And you guys can join the raffle, like what Yami said, like and retweet today's MA and leave a screenshot comments. We'll pick the winners from there. So that's my answer. Back to Yami.
Thank you for all the details. And if you guys still curious about how to play that, you can join our Discord. We will have the channel like for you to read how to play, and also the FAQ. And of course, our moderator will be there to help you to answer all the questions. Thank you.
Yeah, we offer the tutorial later on Discord.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm going to the next question, and I'm super excited because this is an alpha again, and I wanted to know as well. So there are likely many questions about Game Xbox. When will it be released, and how will it be distributed? What are the specific benefits for holders? So Kathy, can you please tell us more about it? Because I have been asking this, like I get receive a lot of questions about this in the community every day. But I say, oh, I don't have any info right now. I cannot say it. And now is the time.
And thank you, Yami. So both Alex and Jackie earlier actually mentioned about it, the game Xbox. I'm pretty excited about the launching of game Xbox as well, because my experience comes from Web2 gaming, and some of you might know that in the last 7-8 years, I was running a Web2 gaming company I founded called Wafa Games. That's also the one working on the AI pass fighting algorithm that Professor Harold mentioned earlier. And then the game studio was acquired by FunPlus. That's how I joined Xtero. So just and so from my perspective view, Game Xbox is a truly valuable asset, because first of all, it's the only mining machine. Second of all, if you understand, I'm sure I can see in the audience, a lot of people actually working in gaming industry before. So if you understand the business model of a gaming industry, basically you have game developers, you have game publishers. So what they gonna do, what's what they're responsible for, and how the business model and how the profits distributed. Long story short, basically game developers develop the game, cover the development costs, and then game publishers distribute the game, acquire users, and spending on market and all this. It actually, then marketing is even more expensive than game development. And how they distribute the profit, basically it's normally 50% or 70% goes to game publishing. So that means the 50% to 70% of the game revenue that goes to game publisher. If you paid attention to my first question, how I describe Oneness Lab from a gaming perspective view, we are the publisher to all Web2 good quality Web2 games going into Web3. What I mean by good quality, that means massive users and massive revenue. So when they issue the assets and they issue their game in Web3, that means 50% to 70% of the revenue generated in Web3 goes to Oneness Labs. So that's where I think when I look at the asset, or whether it's valuable and how it's designed, it's really the foundation. Whether you have a clear business model, whether you have a solid way to make revenue. If you do like Web2, that's why we start with Web2 game. I'm sure one day we'll work with Web3 games as well. One of the very important reason is Web2 game, good ones, they already have solid revenue. When you have revenue, then you have a base. Whatever assets you issue and leverage, you have a true value backing. Otherwise, it's what we call air token. So that's the revenue model backing Oneness Labs. So back to Xbox, I just quickly review what Alex and Jackie have said. The total supply will be 9,995 units, but the first batch will only be 5,000. And every 6 months, the price of Xbox will go up 50%. So of course, the first batch will be the cheapest. And the first batch will have in total 5,000, and 1,000 will be airdropped to OneSpar. I'm actually, pretty proud of OneSpar. I checked OneSpar price today. Like, of course, everything I dropped today, 30%, 20%. Our OneSpar is still very solid, holding the price. And actually, a lot of holders complain to me, say that, it's the price is so solid that they wish you drop a bit so they can swap more OneSpar. But it's actually going up and being really solid. So each OneSpar holder will get a Xbox. Another 1,000 will be minted and also rewarded during the Sparfest season 2. So it's your time to play the game and then get try to get a game box, and another 3,000 will be public sales. So that will be the genesis of the publishing of Xbox. So, but just to list down earlier, I said our business model. So just to list down the benefits of game Xbox. That's why, as a business person, that's got me excited. Or say I think it's very, very solid. Let's say the value is very solid behind Xbox. Is first of all 15% of, as Alice mentioned, 15% of the minting reward from our mainnet token, once token. And second of all will be the 50% of the profit sharing of our game Xverse, which is what I spent earlier a few minutes talking about the publishing model, the revenue sharing model between publisher and the game developers. So as a publisher, we were entitled to 50% to 70% of the revenue generated from those Web2 games into Web3. So 50% of whatever we are making goes to Xbox holders. And the third will be the direct minting rewards in the form of game tokens. Basically, the game will publish, and they will issue tokens, they will issue game assets. So the direct minting rewards in the form of game tokens and assets within game Xverse and based on the games that we publish. And the fourth will be the special privilege in the game Xverse that includes governance rights for game token pre-sale, fee discounts, priority access to certain DeFi protocols and others. So basically that's around the game box. And I just want to say, especially on a day like today when everything dropped, especially Web3 gaming, it has been just bad few years for everyone, right? We haven't really seen a kick-ass game that we all are participating, anticipating very highly. But I just want to say that the journey is long. We're still very early. Like we're really early. We're shaping the industry together. And I remember the journey of the Oneness, of course, began when our core team all left Exterior. One of them left Tencent as well. And we just heard Professor Harold, and we also onboarded the top tech team from him and led by him. And myself, I've been through 2 major exits in my past startups. But I think what's important is the intent our intent to genuinely transform the game industry and create something really big has never changed. And we want to create it. We want to build something really big, really ambitious, and transforming the gaming industry with the community of like-minded people and partners who share this journey with us. And in my opinion, which is something I firmly believe, is enabling and rewarding our holders, especially like specifically right now, One Spark holders and our upcoming Xbox holders. So enabling and rewarding them who believe in our vision and support us along the way is the success I would define. That's why I know I talk about business model all the time. I talk about how to generate revenues all the time from the beginning of the design of our solution. That's why I care deeply about everything from the potential ceilings of our business model down to the specifics of how we execute, generate revenue, where our income streams originated, because we need to deliver that promise to give back to our holders. If Oneness Labs cannot make money, don't know how to make money, or plan to make money because we can issue some air token that nobody gonna use, we will not give back. We cannot give back to our holders. Even we promise you today, we won't deliver tomorrow. So it's a long journey. I plan to go on this journey with everyone who believes in us today and to build something really big. And by building something big and solid, we need to every step to be solid. That means as a startup, we need to deliver value. We need to generate revenue. We need to have a fair design, and we always need to have giving back to our community in the core of our heart. So that's I guess I want to add on, and that I'm sure we will make mistakes. Trust me, we're all humans, and the team and I will make mistakes. We'll also face low points like today, like everything drop. But I believe our commitment, our outstanding capabilities, our hard work, and our willingness to listen will ensure that we greatly reward our holders and communities in the future, in the long run. So thank you. That's I hope I answered the question about Game Xbox and also the future we see in Oneness Labs.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you for your warm words, because today is definitely a bad day for everyone. Everything's crushed, but we are gonna be okay. So let's just hold it, and then we will go. Oh, we are gonna be okay. Okay, and
Deliver values, building something that solves real problems, and then we'll be okay. Otherwise, we won't be okay. If we keep building things that nobody will use and just make up concept that nobody can understand, we won't be okay. But it will be more and more team, and there are already many team like Oneness Labs are here to solve real problems, and then we will build the industry, to the next level.
Definitely. Thank you, Kathy. And yeah, we were about to go into the final questions, because I can see in the audience we have a lot of like familiar face, a lot of our OG members, our team, influencer, and some community leaders. So maybe Alex, can you share with us how can they get more involved with the Oneness ecosystem and collaboration in the future?
Yes, sure. And actually, we're really excited to build a deeper, as Kathy mentioned before, to build a deeper, long lasting relationships with our community. It's a top priority for us. And if you have any like suggestions, ideas, or collabs, feel free to DM me on Twitter or reach out on Discord. And you can find me on Kathy and Oneness Labs follow list on Twitter. So here's some ways you can collapse with us. And the first part, I think you already know, public test whitelist at this stage. And as mentioned, some communities can collapse on public test wireless spots. And if you're interested, contact us. And the public test is still going on. And the second part, I think it's really really important because we call it it's a new program. We call it a navigator program, and we're going to launch the navigator program for key community partners. And we're looking to collab with individuals and teams who love to share an understanding of Oneness labs and project, and have a like a session interesting in exploring Web3 games. And the navigator programs offered a special option rewards on one's token for all navigators. Yes, we offered a special option rewards on one's tokens for all navigators. If it will be so it will be like a very very rare, and all navigators will be conferred by Oneness core team one by one. So we valued this program highly and plan to launch our navigator programs as a trial basis in Oneness Labs community first. So the core members of Oneness will also hold regular online meetings and private offline meetups with all the navigators. So if you're interested in Oneness and you want to get more involved in our ecosystem, sign up and ask questions in community and contact us via our official Twitters or personal Twitters account. We would love to collaborate. Yeah, so that's my share.
That's
Thank
alpha.
you.
That's alpha.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, we are close to the end, and now I'm gonna open up the mic. So if anyone have the questions, it's your chance to come up stage and talk to us. Like, oh, our amazing team is here with you guys today, and today is English MM for sure. So if you wanna ask a question, feel free to come up stage. And tomorrow we will have the Chinese MA in the same time, 8 p.m. We will be here to talk with you guys too, so feel free to come up stage. And okay, I see this. Hello is connecting right now. Hello, can you hear me?
Yummy, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Hello, it's good to see you here. Welcome on the
Thank you so
stage.
much. Thank you so much. So, I actually had some questions about the game mechanics. The first one is, why are the attack points said to be decreasing over time? Because I noticed that if I attack on initial hours, I get 100% of the points per fragment. But if I bet, that is, if I bet late, my points will decrease. Why is that? Why is it said that way?
Um, well, actually, I think that is a great question. I like to talk about it. Like as a reason that why as I listen, your question is about why the attack points said to be like decreasing over time. Because actually, in our design, we want the entire game mechanics to be relatively fair. Due to the earthquake gameplay designs, players who attack earlier will get less information. So we've increased the attack weight in the early stages. That means that if you attack early, you will get more attack weight in the early stages, and that means that you have more attack points. And as time goes on, the information in the faction pool will become clearer because as the time goes on, and in the later time, and the every fraction pool is much more clear that how many fragments are in each fraction pool, and so the attack weight will decrease accordingly. So make the whole mechanic become more equal. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering the question. And after hearing your answer, I feel this was a very well thought feature. Thank you. And another question I have, that is, Mm, for example, I bet on a faction which did not experience earthquake. Will I get back my fragments along with the 40% from the earthquake factions? Or is it different?
Yes, I think I can explain on this a little bit. Actually, players who bet on the factions which did not, be earthquake, which means did not in the earthquake factions will get back their fragment, first of all, and also get 60% fragments from the earthquake hit factions, and all the winners on also means, like the players did not experience earthquake could distribute 60%, these 60% of the fragments according to the proportion of the bet amount. And I think that's my answer for this.
Hope they answer your questions. Thank you. And next we have our familiar face, Kathy. Hello, Kathy.
Hi. I'm also Kathy. Hi,
Hey,
one is
Kathy.
team. Yes, I've been in discussion with our one is Kathy and Alex for a few days and look into one is economic system. And I have one question for you guys, if it is convenient for you to share right now. But I will totally understand if it's not convenient to share. Like I know that One's team was in China Joy the past few weeks and talked with a few Web2 game companies back in China. And I also know that a few Chinese game companies they have been doing Web2 games, but they are very interested in Web3 games right now. My question is that does Oneness team sign any partnership contract, or did you get any Web2 game company list that will partner with Oneness to build the intention layer for their current Web2 games? Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Cassie. That's a great question, and absolutely, it's a convenient for us to share because and how do I put it? So as I mentioned earlier, I think Oneness Labs solution not only is it's very new. I'm sure nobody have heard it before because that's come from our knowledge in both working in Web2 and Web3 gaming industry. Second of all, it does require substantial resources. We need to have a very powerful team, very powerful BD resources to onboard games. So thanks to actually the first few games we signed, thanks to our investors, so Tap for Fun and IGG, which is our investor. We have more investors. That's something we haven't actually announced yet, but I guess it's okay. It's our MMA. So we have a few game company, tier one game companies, as our investors. So we sign a few games from them. We also have side games, actually mega games that are called Subway Surfer. That if you probably some of you have played Subway Surfers. So Subway Surfers is the most downloaded game in the human history. 4 billion downloads. We also have side that game, and also a new version that Subway Surfer is making, which is the esport version, will be launched by the end of this year. We also have side that game. And during the China Join, yes, as you know, that we have been aggressively reaching out to new companies and signing games. So during the China Join, that honestly speaking, all the companies that so we talked to. I don't know how to translate the English name, like Xindong. We talked to Sanchi, like 37. We talked to the Nine and many other game companies. And we are, and also a few Tencent companies games as well. So, and a lot of the games were still actively following up. and the contract hasn't been signed during the companies that we visit, but and many of them have verbally committed and to work with Oneness Lab. So we are working together, both the product team, the tech team, and their dev team are working out the details. So to summarize, in total, we have already signed a contract of 13 games. And I think 13 games cover somewhere around 42 million daily active users, all games together, add together 42 million daily. The numbers might be off a digit or some, but the ballpark is correct. So 44 million daily active users in our ecosystem, covering somewhere close to 100 million monthly revenue altogether of those games. And the averaging revenue locking, which means a certain percentage of the revenue from those Web2 games will be locked through the through the smart contract into the vault to buy back the tokens that they issue. So the percentage is somewhere like 5% to 8%. So the mass will be somewhere 5 to 8 million US dollar every month from Web 2 will be coming into Web 3, buying back the assets those game company or those games issued, which we see as very, very revolutionary compared to the current solutions in Web 3 gaming industry, because that's a real revenue from the real players who actually pay because they like to play the game, not because that's 5 million that people wish to make 10 million next month, but that's 5 million revenue that we bought into Web3, and also those game tokens. That's a real money backing. Right? It's not a game just issue some token that today worth $1, tomorrow, since nobody's paying for it, might worth 1 cent. So that's not the case. That's how we see our foundation or solution being backed by the real value. So yeah, to answer the question, we have signed 13 games. We are aggressively expanding our ecosystem and signing more games, and that's also bring actually all the investors we agree to bring on board. Either they have to each one of them have to provide exclusive resources to us besides money. Of course, we have reviewed OKX Ventures. Of course, it's exchange. They have some exclusive values, and the rest of the companies, either they are the mega game companies, like top 10, top 20 game companies in the world, or they are the tier 1 investors who have invested 40 to 50 top tier game companies in their portfolio. So those are the exclusive resources they have to bring together with their investment. So yeah, Alex, you want to add on something?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Just I think I was thinking like at least 60 to 70 to 80% of our gaming studio partners from listing gaming company, right?
Yes.
At least
yes.
It's listing gaming company.
Listed game companies.
Yeah.
We actually pivot.
Yeah, 80%.
Just to if our audience have a little time for us to just to go through our history. At the beginning, we actually saw maybe the first batch of the games we're gonna sign are still good, still have solid user base, still have solid revenue, but maybe not the biggest game. At the beginning, we were not sure whether we can sign some of the really big mega games. And actually that change started with iDream Sky, which is Chuangmeng, which is a public listed company who owns Subway Surfer. So they tell us the pain points, the sharp pain points that they have, such as, of course, we all know the the market cap for the Web2 game industry, it's really red ocean, purple ocean perhaps. They're increasing the CPI, the cost, the cost per install, user acquisition, the development cost, and all this. And also they are really bothered by the decreasing retention of their players, because the only way to engage players today is you have to continue to deliver content, and the game team sometimes just cannot catch that speed, so they are losing players. So when they tell us all those user pain points, and we realize a lot of the pain points can be solved by our solutions, leveraging Web3 technologies and Web3 community management engagement and all this together. So besides our investors games from IGG and Tap for Fun, and actually Subway Surfer is really marks the how should I say, the turning points that we realize, hey, actually our solution also works for really big game companies and really big games. And I guess another way to look at it is even really big companies and really big game today they feel pressured because the Web2 gaming industry is not growing anymore. It becomes a increasingly more competitive market. They also need to change. They have to change. So working with us is also a good path for them, because yeah. So yes, I hope that's a comprehensive answer to Kathy's question.
Thanks. That's amazing. I will share all the information with my community. Thanks all, and I look forward to more positive information announcement from Oneness team. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for supporting us from the beginning.
Yes, thank you for your support. Thank you. And we have our last audience, Musashi. Hello. Do you have any question you want to ask the team? And after question, we will wrap up with this space. So, hi, Musashi. It's good to have you here.
Good to
Our
have
core
you.
nerd here.
Hey, hello. It's a pleasure. And thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I just wanted to ask, I want to ask a bunch of questions, but I'm just going to ask two this time that are related to the current event. One is, this is the first one, is related to what are we going to do? What are going to be the metrics that we are going to use to, when we for the next season of the event, when we are supposed to drop a new batch of level 1 fragments, what are supposed to be like the metrics that we are going to use? Are going to be the same ones? I mean, they are going to be proportional to the first phase. The value is going to be the same.
Okay, that's probably to our chief economist Jackie. That
I think Jackie.
Your question.
Again.
Yeah, right. Actually, first of all, the level 1 fragments is a fundamental assets for playing the Splatfest 2 in the earthquake, as just mentioned and introduced before, we have several seasons in Splatfest 2, and each in the new season, level 1 fragment will be issued, and also will be reclaimed. The old fragments in the previous season will be reclaimed. So actually, throughout the game event, new users will continuously join. So we want to balance the interests between new and old users, like fragments of levels 1 to 3 accumulated in the previous season will be recovered at the beginning of each season. And also ONSS will be distributed to users based on the conversion ratio. Let me explain a little bit about what ONSS. That is a kind of certification of the future once token airdrop. So then, initial fragments for the new season will be issued to users based on a certain coefficient of fragments you hold in the previous season. So the number of fragments in users' hands will decrease at the start of a new season. But don't worry. On one hand, you will receive one SS reward for your fragments. And on the other hand, if you can craft fragments to level 4 or higher within the season, those fragments can be retained and continue fragment mining in the new season. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Actually, that's perfect. That's answered my question. And my other question is regarding the last day of the event. I mean, can the percentage, the probability of winning the raffle on the 8th day of the event increase somehow? And if it's possible, how can we do it?
Yeah, I would say yes. Actually, the rifle reward is highly related to the user's attack behavior in the past 7 days, because we believe this is the most interesting part of the Spyfest 2 event. By setting up the rifle rewards, we hope to encourage more strategic play in Spyfest 2. I could say there are huge fragment rewards in the rifle, which will greatly help users in crafting the GameX box. So my answer is yes, and just do more attack, and because that is quite interesting, and you will find out you can earn more like fragments during attacking, and attack is a strategic gameplay. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Actually, that's all what I want to ask. So thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Masashi.
Apparently a hardcore Spotfest player.
Yeah.
It's the first time I hear the voice of from Musashi. So we have been working for, we have been talking in the community for yeah. Or even talking about we probably could have a meetups in future in Europe and for Oneness community. And it's quite interesting.
No, actually, this is my first time interacting this way with the community. We always write everything.
Yeah, we will meet.
Thank you.
We'll meet Musashi soon in person. I look forward to meeting you and all our core communities soon.
Yes, it's very happy to have him here. So thank you, and thank everyone for coming up the stage and ask questions. Just make sure you join our Discord and interact with our amazing team in the community. So if there's no more questions, we are gonna wrap it up. And again, I say that a lot of time. Make sure tomorrow join our Chinese AMA at the same time. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Yami. So same time tomorrow.
Thank you.
And yeah, we will speak soon again.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Have a
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, reach out
Have a
to
nice
us if
day.
you have any
Bye.
questions that's not covered during the AMA.
Talk to you guys in community. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.